Live? Okay. Hi, everybody.
We're live!
Yay!
We survived the 12 labors of horror that was Wrestlemania, and we're here to tell you about it.
Welcome to the Ballistic Missionaries. Wrasslin Supplemental.
Yes.
All right, before we get started, let's do answer our trivia question from last week.
Yes. What was the first title exchange at Wrestlemania 1 and who won it?
The answer is... Woo!
Look at these cool futuristic graphics. The Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. Yes.
And way to go, Jim Naylor, for guessing this pretty quickly, actually, too. Good job, Jim. Actually, there's an interesting, it's a bit of a trick question. This was the correct answer, but there was a title match directly before this, and there was a title match directly after this. The title match directly after it was... the title was actually changed hands. It was the women's title. Wendy Richter won it off of Leilani Kai.
Oh, yeah, it was Leilani Kai, yeah.
Who is a favorite of this channel. So we've talked about her in the past. This was the match that Cyndi Lauper was the manager for Wendy Richter, and Moolah was the manager for Leilani Kai. And then there was actually a title match before the men's tag match where Greg the Hammer Valentine had the IC title, and he went up against Junkyard Dog. Junkyard Dog actually won that match, but he won it by count out, so the title never changed hands. So it was a little bit of a tricky question. Good job, Jim, for getting it.
Yes, congratulations.
All right. Okay, so
many things to cover about one specific event over a 2-day period.
Yeah. Let's talk about move-ups.
Yeah.
So we actually, there already are 2 move-ups definitely confirmed because they showed up on Raw. Ethan Page, who had a match with
Javon Evans.
That's right, thank you. Javon Evans and Sol Ruka, who had a match with Liv Morgan. They're both going to be on Raw. As far as we know now, Joe Hendry is probably going to be on Raw also, but he wasn't on Raw last week. As far as we know, also probably coming to SmackDown, so it won't be announced until tonight, is looking like JC Jane, Ricky Saints, and Blake Monroe. So Blake Monroe on Tuesday had a sign-off match with Tatum Paxley. Tatum Paxley won. She got put over. Sol Ruka not only fought on Monday night, but also fought on Tuesday night against Zarya as like a final match, got put over, but also got put through a table from about 10 feet up in the balcony, and it actually got a bit of an injury.
Might have been a minute down.
Yeah.
Basically, there were 2 separate tables set up and joined together, but Ruka's head, or the back of her head more specifically, hit right at the edge of the first and knocked the second out. So basically the neck and the back of the head hurt around the rim of the first table. So if there was not any damage, great. If it's not, we feel bad.
If there wasn't any.
Yeah. It was a hell of a match. Well done.
It was, yeah.
Basically for that whole revenge, both of them probably was my favorite matchup on both nights.
No, that was on NXT.
No, I meant to say Revenge, which is...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was the second week of Revenge. I totally forgot about that. Thank you.
Yeah. So between both nights, that was my favorite match for the Revenge. I guess PLE, I guess you would call it. NXT PLE.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair. Let's see.
A lot of notes.
Yes, I took a lot of notes.
Like a manifesto.
Okay, so the Affluent Center. Affluent. What's the stadium where they were? Reliant Center?
Whatever was in Vegas.
Yeah. Because I kept showing the name of it.
Legion.
The Allegiant Center. Thank you. I think that's it. Can seat 62,000 people. It can house 71 to 72,000 people if they're not using the stadium part. And each night, Wrestlemania brought in about 55,000 people, and they were using the stadium part. So they were short almost 12,000 people.
There's some of it is because that launchway area does block a certain amount of people from being able to be set.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is
yeah,
there should have been like room for like almost 20,000, like 18,000 extra people that weren't there.
Yeah. There was definitely. I would say it didn't look empty.
No, it didn't look empty. You really had to, yeah, like I had to go and look up the stats because I thought that it would be empty.
Yeah.
And they did a good job of making it not look like that.
But again, you do sit there and wonder how many were free ticket giveaways
and they were running a bunch of sales.
And how much of that? Yeah. And how people who did buy in before the sales went in would have felt. Getting in early, hopefully getting something, a decent price, and then finding out that it's about 25% off from what they spent on it. I'd be a little bit mixed. I would be like,
yeah.
And I get also in general, I don't know if it's in your notes, but that the attendees that were there, it's like one for any PLE I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I wrote that down a few times. Yeah. They were dead. The amount that they spent on that, they were just
if I spent
non-responsive in a lot of ways.
If I spent the 3 to 5 figures on a 2-day event, man, I'm basically going all out. Like I'm not gonna sit there bored.
Yeah.
But
there was another thing. The mat names.
Oh yes.
There were like $3,000 to get your name on the mat, and the names I did notice. I did look specifically. The names were about this wide. I actually there were names printed all around the mat, and they were not even as wide as some of the wrestlers' feet. Now I have thin feet. This is my foot. I gotta look at it this way. In shoes, my foot would be about 3 inches wide at the back, maybe. And you couldn't see any letters. You could it just looked like a little black strip, like that wide. You could make out nothing on camera. So basically, these idiots threw away $3,000 for something that you could not see on camera. $3,000 would help run the food pantry that we run for almost a year. Like, if we had that kind of money, we would be good for like a while. Like, many months would be able to feed the people in my neighborhood at the food pantry that we run for a really long time. I have down here, it's idiotic and maddening. It is both of those things.
Yes. I totally agree with it. Basically, it just looks like if you're any closer than like about a foot or two away, it just looks like a Morse code thing about a problem.
It did. Yeah, it did.
Again, it's what's the word? Money pit. It's not like a gigantic, literally being that it's a stadium that's essentially a large pit. It felt like so many people wasting money, both at the corporate level and the personal level,
and time,
and not getting
anything for it.
Not getting wrestling. And I guess that moves on to another point that you probably also have in your notes. There was so little time that there was less than 50% of the match.
I didn't actually write that down, but speaking of our friend Jim Naylor, who guessed the trivia question right, he actually did write down on Facebook. Let me see if I can find it here. The amount of time wrestled versus the amount of entrances versus the amount of commercials. And
the short of it was less than 50% of the cards for both nights combined were dedicated to actual wrestling.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
I think
that's for Sunday.
Yeah.
He doesn't have one for
Saturday, but it was.
Well, yeah. Okay, so on night 2, and I did see similar stats for this for night 1, but it said the WrestleMania runtime was 4 hours, 3 hours and 55 minutes.
Yeah.
Actual wrestling time, 98 minutes. Mm-hmm. Commercials, 57 minutes. Entrances, 61 minutes. So it said 41% of WrestleMania was actual wrestling. It's not even half. It's less than half of night 2 was actual wrestling. And I felt like there was more wrestling on night 2 than there was on night 1, quite frankly. Not even just because of Randy Orton's criminally long, and that was night 2, wasn't it?
Sluggish stroll to the ring.
Oh no, that was night 1.
Yeah.
Night 2, I actually clocked in the actually let me pull Facebook up again because I made a bunch of posts about it. Night 2 for the final match, I actually clocked in the entrances. It took 8 minutes from the start of the entrances until they started wrestling. And they hurried. Randy Orton took, I went to the bathroom at one point, and I came down, and he had just gotten to the ring. He was, halfway down to the ring when I went to the bathroom. It was ridiculous. Anyway, it was, some of the matches were good, but it was such a forgettable night, honestly.
We're both honestly glad that we don't spend actual real money for the ESPN app. I made the very wise decision to get a VPN August of last year.
Regular viewers will remember us talking about Surfshark many times.
Yeah. Well, if you want to be our official sponsor, Surfshark, we'd be more than happy to promote you. Just get in touch with us.
I feel like we do, though, already.
Yeah. You get us many fine pay-per-view cards, and occasionally want to have us watch some regular wrestling as well. Thank you, Surfshark.
Yep. Well, we have a lot of stuff to get through. Do you want to... there was something, but I didn't look it up. It was something about The Rock getting a whole bunch of money from TKO. And missing pretty much all of their board meetings. Oh, we should mention TKO has now officially taken over creative.
Yes.
So, as mad at you as you are, any of you were at WrestleMania, prepare to get even angrier as the content devolves.
Yeah, I've already heard friends and people who have basically become lapsed WWE fans in terms of the current situation. Yeah. And I feel like we're slowly going down I'm quickly getting to the point where
we're getting frustrated. We've been complaining about it for a while, and it's getting to the point of serious frustration.
Yeah. Like, we have all these things that we had to watch, let's see, Sling for SmackDown, Netflix for Raw, CW the day after for NXT, and then basically Netflix with an assistance by Surfshark to watch PLEs. So 4 different networks just to watch one company's content.
And any AAA offerings are on YouTube. And there's LFG and Evolve, and I know one of them is also on YouTube, and the other's on Tubi.
Yeah.
Or no, one of them is on Tubi. And where's the other one at?
That's also
YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube.
Okay, so that's another 2 channels. Thankfully, those 2 are both free.
Free, yeah. But we're investing so much time, so much energy, and so much money. It's fortunately, none of these networks that we have are anything that we don't already use. So for now, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating considering just a year or 2 ago, the entire thing was on one net. I want to say at one point, 5 or 6 years ago, you had the WWE network, which you could watch. We could watch things live. You could watch SmackDown, Raw, NXT, all the Raw PLEs, all of WCW, all of ECW, all of AWA, all of all on one network. It was great. No complaints. $9.99, perfectly fine with it. And even when they moved to Peacock, so much of WWE Network had been maintained. The only thing that became difficult was watching live regular events like Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. But it wasn't that inordinately difficult. This move over the last, I'm going to say August of last year,
Yeah.
has been a pain in the ass. It hasn't been a year yet.
Monkey wrench thrown into the works.
Yeah.
It's like in a butt.
I feel like I've been taken on for so like it would be no, it'd still probably be worse if there had been competition out there. But now there's AEW, there's TNA, there's some people you can go to in Japan, you can watch any wrestling organization around the world if they decide to go on Ring of Honor, whatever. Mm-hmm. But and it makes it well. In some ways it makes it better. Some ways it makes it worse because now you have like you still have WWE that's like I like it to when a friend of mine who owned a comic book store in the early to mid 2000s. Basically went to this retailer summit at Baltimore Comic Con around 2005, 2006. And we were talking about independent comics, and there's a little. Um, they asked him at one point, like they had Marvel Con going out, and they start going over everything, and they go defer to retailers and the retailers. Point blank, why do you have so many shitty comics? And the guy says, well, we have so many comics because basically we're trying to get as much shelf space out there as possible. And it kind of translates to the way what wrestling, I think they're
if they dilute the market with their own product, whether it's good or not.
You're going to choose 9 out of 10 people are going to choose WWE over AEW, ROH. And like ROH for their, for the most part, is putting out a far superior product in terms of wrestling, in terms of even like stories, like getting it lean and mean and trim. For the most part, there's definitely like complain about like having 75 titles, and they're of course they're number one. They're pay per views instead of PLEs. But if I got to do an apples to apples comparison between the both of them, I have way less complaints about AEW than I do about WWE. And Wrestlemania just seems to be like the big jewel in the shit crown of what I dislike about
the broken rhinestone in the crown of shit that is WWE right now.
But
and also, TKO now wants to move. I don't know how they're going to do this. They want to move next year's WrestleMania to Saudi Arabia, but only have it one night. And ESPN is mad about this because ESPN wants 2 nights of WrestleMania. So things are not all holly jolly over in Stamford, Connecticut right now.
Or in Las Vegas, where TKO is.
Oh, yeah. Is that where they're centered?
Yeah, I think they're.
Oh, is that why they keep going?
Yeah, I think they're headquarters.
That explains a lot, actually.
I think TKO's headquarters is in Las Vegas, but WWE is in Stamford.
Yeah, so things are not going great in that department, and like a bunch of us predicted whenever TKO first took over.
Yeah, it's a goddamn shame. And like
No, Vince is a piece of
You
shit.
can still run a good company and have decent people out there, and not run it the way the TKO runs it. You just traded one shit bag for another shit bag in the form of Dana White and all the other executive assholes. And TKO and Paul Levesque is basically just going along. I don't know how much of it is going along for the ride and how much of it is like well, he is part of the McMahon family. And the McMahons are trying to at least maintain somewhat of a presence for their family product that's basically they've owned since the 1940s, 1950s. With Vince Senior's dad.
No, that was earlier than that. It was the 30s, wasn't it?
It might have been the 30s or 40s, but yeah, I would say definitely the 40s or 50s.
At least
with Capital Wrestling. But again, like I don't know how much longer like one or the other is going to have to give. Either like Thomas, I guess, is like I can't take this shit anymore and walks out. And how many people? If he leaves and it's just TKO running the show without people in there, like let's say if Paul Levesque leaves and and let's see other people that were like McMahon stalwarts leave with him. What are you left with? Who's going to
Yeah.
run things now? But
Yeah.
again,
I mean, and it was when Triple H got put in charge, it was like, it was a good change, before it almost immediately got sold to TKO, because it was like, um, it represented an era, of wrestling being run by wrestlers for wrestlers, you know, and it was nice there for the 2 years before TKO took it over and immediately started sticking their fingers in the product. And now it's just, I don't know, what are we going to have if they take over creative? Literally everything that they have done has just been, um, trying to pick their customers' pockets and put out less product in worse ways and make it crappier and just squeeze as much money out of their fan base as they can. That is literally, I'm pretty sure that is literally TKO's. Like, they don't care about putting out a good product. They just want money.
Yeah.
And as long as they're getting money out of WWE fans, things are not going to improve.
They're essentially running WWE like they would MMA. Like the MMA is basically like this niche crowd, and they just basically try to pump as much money out of as possible.
Yeah.
Try to generate as much money, but they don't realize like I don't like Vince McMahon at all, but like Vince knew that like your average wrestling fan only had so much money, and
They needed to get something for.
and brand his company brand the company like a big tent deal. Like I'm gonna get as much many people through the door one way or another. And even like when Paul Beck was running in here, like the first couple of years he was running, I'm gonna try to get as many people in through the door as possible.
We're going to tell stories. We're going to tell varied stories to appeal to everybody. We're going to try and get, keep ticket prices, keep merch prices, pretty much how they were, to try to get whoever wants to come to be able to come.
We're gonna get the best.
That was short lived.
We're gonna get the best talent from around the world, the United States, Japan, Europe, wherever, and bring them here and try not to change too much about what you like about them over there, and have them compete over here. Now it's like, I like it like you brought people in and they kept their name, and like,
that was nice.
And mentioned other places like Ring of Honor, or New Japan.
Yeah, it's like WWE is no longer in a vacuum where only they exist. They have mentioned other companies. It's very strange.
Yeah. But now it's kind of
and then they just completely reverse course.
Yeah. But simultaneously reverse course and going in a direction that is antithetical towards keeping your both your main base and bringing new people in to watch the product.
Yeah.
I guess we should start talking about Wrestlemania.
Well, I mean, we have time to talk about headlines and things.
Okay, sure.
I mean, it's a new development.
Yeah.
And we all knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Do you have any other headlines to talk about?
No, this is one thing I can think of, unless you have anything in your notes that jog a bit of memory. No, like
all right.
It was a shit show. It was basically, it's been heading in this direction since, I'm going to say, Wrestlepalooza was the first.
Wrestlepalooza was terrible.
And it kind of, I don't want to say, it's not really a culmination, but I guess a culmination of this chapter of things. And then at this point, it's a completion of the insignification of WWE. And it's annoying, and I feel even worse than I felt in 1995 when I quit wrestling, watching wrestling for about 3-4 years. And at least then it was like, okay, like everything feels way too freaking on the goofy side of things, and I like WWE is like everybody is just at that point. Everybody's has a day job, but is also a professional wrestler. And
Well, Brutus the Barber Beefcake technically had two jobs because he was a male stripper and a barber.
Yeah.
You know, outside of wrestling.
And
It didn't make any sense.
I think over WCW is basically old guys showing up and getting a big fat paycheck. Like it was Hulk Hogan or Brutus Beefcake or Randy Savage or just about anybody that was Hulk Hogan's friend between 1987 and 1993 when he was in WWE came over with him. And it was just one, and it was pushing out the talent that I felt more talented that were good and deserved a shot at the big prize. Like, you had your Steve Austins, you had Brian Pillman.
Stunning Steve Austin.
Yeah.
With really terrible blonde hair.
Yes.
It was weird.
Brian Pillman. Later on, it would be Eddie Guerrero, and I hate to mention Chris Benoit, but this is before I knew Chris Benoit was a piece of shit. And then later on, guys like Chris Jericho, and I came back in '99 for the same reason I came in '88 because you had '88. I became a wrestling fan because of the Ultimate Warrior.
He's old.
Yeah.
Also, Ultimate Warrior.
But it was good. Like I said, I watched it at SummerSlam '88.
I mean, you would have been 10. You wouldn't have known it.
So it was a novelty.
Oh, yeah. It was
a novelty of the Ultimate Warrior at the time. Like, post-apocalyptic, male stripper, beats the shit out of Elvis impersonator. And I was fascinated by it. And in '99, it was the same thing. Like, the novelty of Goldberg at the time kind of brought me back into it.
Which is kind of sad because Goldberg.
That gave me let me into getting back into WCW and eventually WWE, and then finding out about the latter days of ECW and everything else. But I've been pretty much still pretty straight into the product, although I became less of a fan in the mid-aughts. I still kind of watched it, and then got into TNA, but then TNA started making all the mistakes of WCW. But now I feel like I'm in that same position as 1995, but it's same kind of feeling, but for different reasons. Like again, I feel like they don't appreciate my. I don't want to say fan, but I don't know if I consider myself a fan as much. My consider my time, I consider my money, and consider my attention to be something to be respected and something to be valued. Like just give it to us and give us what you got.
Because TKO doesn't.
And enjoy our slop.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like. Yeah, that is what it feels like. Yeah. Like, they don't care. They don't care about quality content. They just want your money.
But yeah, that's like, and again, like I said, like the 3.5 hours or probably an hour and a half of it, at least being commercials and promos and stuff like that. Put on more wrestling. Like I'm all the wrestling.
And they're talking about like, oh, we need all these celebrities and stuff like that. No, you don't. There are too many as it is. I watch wrestling to see wrestling from wrestlers, not Jelly Roll who moves like I don't.
An injured sea turtle, basically.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Trying to beat people up. I don't want to watch it. You know what I do want to watch? Professional wrestlers wrestling professionally. Crazy, right?
Flying their craft.
But yeah, I guess we should probably.
It only goes so far.
It does, yeah.
And it was that show was Vegasy as shit. It was beyond Vegasy. Like,
yeah, it was
every worst way.
Yeah.
It was there to
shallow, glossy but shallow and vapid. Yeah. Wow, those are kind of.
It's there to get your immediate attention,
but there's nothing really.
Very hard to keep it there.
Yeah, not a lot of substance to it.
Yeah.
Which is why it's kind of so forgettable. Honestly, it's like.
But that doesn't mean
which sucks because there were some good matches.
There were definitely good matches.
Yeah.
In 5 years, if somebody walks me, what was your favorite match on WrestleMania 42? I'm gonna have to probably pull out this phone and go down the card like, oh yeah.
We still gonna have that phone in 5 years?
Not this specific so probably not. I'm sure the apocalypse will hit by then. But
Yeah.
I will have a smartphone or whatever the, I guess, AI is attached to my brain at that point, and the AI apocalypse. Like, oh yeah, that was good. 000111. Um,
That's binary
and
bitches.
I will be remiss to recall what happened that night.
Yeah.
And if I do, it will be not because of good matches. It will be because of the bullshit and the trite, uh, forced spectacle that I had to. I didn't have to watch good turn the TV off, but I forced myself through it because I consider this a tradition. Like I like watching WrestleMania. I like
Plus, it's
watching
our
WrestleMania.
job
Yeah,
as podcasters
yeah,
to be informed of the things that we're
yeah.
podcasting about. It usually helps.
You got anything else to say about before we get into the card itself?
No, it's just
We'll try and get through
blah blah
this.
blah.
We'll try and make it as pleasant as
Yeah,
possible.
I have like 6 pages of notes. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
All right, WrestleMania Night 1, Saturday. Opened up with the Vision and ISHO Speed versus the Usos
Usos.
and LA Knight.
Yeah.
So let's see here. All right. Oh, Cena was the host. John Cena was the host. Came out for an intro, blah, 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 blah. Didn't really see him again until the end of the night. Um, okay. So my notes are ISHO Speed did a pretty good backflip, but much like Logan Paul, who probably trained him, has no fundamentals. Yeah, that was a good looking backflip, but he's not a wrestler. He didn't really do anything.
His whole thing, he felt like somebody in his first day of comedy improv class.
Yeah.
And like, here, it moved. And he emoted for like 10 minutes. It's like everything just was like, every bit that I should speed did seemed like a super extended thing. Like him trying to like tell the story. Like he showed what he was trying to do, but he wasn't very good at showing it. So
Yeah.
it was a train wreck with a couple of interesting spots.
Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't have happened. So they were pushing around. I show speed. Theory yelled at him to hit hit the ropes, and then I can't read my own writing. To do a bounce off the ropes and take out LA Knight. He threw Knight into Speed. Knight used it to roll up Theory. Speed got bitch slapped and yelled at by Logan Paul. Oh, no. The Usos and LA Knight won. Oh, it says they took out. Oh, yeah. This is a quote from me. They took out the Spanish announce table in record time.
Yes.
And then after the match, yeah, it was a super short match. A lot of these were really short.
Because basically, the other matches super long. Intros to certain matches
super
fucking long. And commercials super fucking long.
Yeah. So
and promos super fucking long.
After the match, Theory and Paul went after Speed for fucking up. He got bitch slapped by Logan Paul. Usos came in and saved them, blah, blah, blah. All the post-match meetings took about as long as the match was.
Yeah.
Because it was super short.
Because I said Speed was like a deer in headlights.
Yeah. He's not a wrestler. He doesn't know how to wrestle.
He had no training other than like...
He did a fucking backflip.
Yes.
Whoop-de-freaking do.
Yes. He was better. I will give him this one bit of credit. He was more entertaining to watching that ring than Gyro. That is the best I will give to ISHO Speed. In terms of, I guess he could take a bump. It was fine, but it took him forever to take that bump.
It didn't. I mean, he did get better from last year when he got a spear from Braun Breaker and looked like he was broken in half for a while. He's gotten better.
I can't tell.
But
I mean, I couldn't tell if he was selling it or just Braun Breaker had no idea how to take a bump.
I don't think he had any idea how to take a bump.
Yeah.
I watched his head, his neck.
Balls.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't know what he was doing. They just threw him in the ring, and Braun Breaker's gonna Braun Breaker. Anyway, so we both gave it a C.
But you gave it a C. Okay.
Yeah, it was slow, but
It wasn't. It was a functional match. So
it was storytelling, and it wasn't entirely horrible. But whatever.
it was better than I expected it to be, and that's saying a lot. But it was still shit. So
Number 2, the unsanctioned match with Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre was pretty good.
yeah.
It says they're really pushing out the intros. Oh my god, it would just get worse from there. Considering how expensive tickets are, the crowd is dead. It's true.
And there were some pretty brutal moments, and they were just kind of, like I said earlier, dead deer in headlights, like unresponsive. And like I find a good crowd can make or break. Like
the energy. Okay, so I've been, I'm not a wrestler, but I have done live theater, and I can tell you that a good audience who's really into the show, especially when you're doing something like a comedy, like having an audience, really get into the show can make a huge world of difference. So I was doing Lend Me a Tenor one time in college, and we had 2 completely opposite audiences on 2 different nights. The first audience, I think somebody was pumping some nitrous into the building because they were just all over the place. They responded to everything. They laughed their asses off at every single joke. Just boom, boom, boom. They were right with it the whole show. The next night, the audience was dead. There was nothing. Not a peep. They didn't laugh. Ever. They all enjoyed it. They were just very quiet. We heard afterwards, but it's like when you perform live, there is a certain energy that you draw from crowds. And if the crowd is not responding, it feels like
it was like a slog to get through.
Kind of part of it is kind of terrifying because you're like, oh my god, I'm fucking up. What do I do? I have to make this better. But it's also like it becomes very low energy too. You get, if you have a very active crowd, it really helps with the energy of a play or a match or a scene or whatever it is that you're talking about. And it can actually have a much bigger effect than a lot of people probably realize for performers. And these guys were, they were pretty dead. They kind of woke up a little bit by like the middle of night 2, but it was pretty off for a while.
And it wasn't a bad match either.
No, that was actually a really good match. And the intro is neat. There was a fire. They had like a fire dancer or 2 fire dancers.
I can't remember.
Yeah, for Jacob Fatu's entrance. It was really cool. They lit the floor on fire at one point. I mean, it's on purpose. It was a controlled burn, but it was still freaking cool. And yeah, it was a great match. Drew's brother was in the audience, so he was taking selfies again, while Fatu was down. His brother was in the front row, so he grabbed his phone and was doing selfies. That was pretty funny. This is cool. Drew did a double front somersault over the ropes, to hit Fatu on the ground. That was really impressive. And then Fatu did a top rope moonsault, which was also really good. At one point, Drew forced the ref to take his belt off, and he stole it, and he whipped Jacob Fatu with it, but Fatu got it instead. And there was one point where Drew sent Fatu off the top rope through a table on the floor. It was a pretty good match. You gave it an A- because of lack of audience participation, and I gave it a B- because it was still a little slow in spots. But you know what? Again, that's the audience. Sometimes, it really can sort of drain the energy of what you're doing. So I blame that totally on the audience, not on Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu, who we all know are fantastic performers. All right. Then there was the women's tag titles. The Irresistible Forces. No, number 3.
Okay.
That was just how I wrote them down when I saw them.
All right.
Okay, so this one, we were so excited last week when we talked about this because Nikki Bella's ankle or her foot or whatever the hell it was still not healed. And she was not going to be able to compete. So I was like, oh, yes, there's going to be no Bellas. Well, I was wrong. There were Bellas.
Yeah.
There were Bellas. There was Bella. So anyway, the women's tag titles. The what?
Your dog's alive? Your dog?
Oh.
Nah, you're angry and depressed. Not like that.
She was dumb, but she was a good girl. So the Irresistible Forces went in with the title. They were up against Flair and Bliss, Bayley and Lyra, and Brie Bella, who was unfortunately not injured. Also,
I like that the Irresistible Forces came in as the Demolition.
Yeah, they were like wearing like white Demolition costumes. It was very cool.
Yeah.
And there's actually a picture of them with Demolition, who got inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, out there in Internet Land. If you're, curious, it's pretty cool. But Paige is back. I know we announced that last week. We didn't know why. Paige has no ring rust. She looked great.
Yeah. No notes on her.
No notes. All right.
On the other hand, not so much.
Yeah, she was teamed with friggin' Brie Bella, who's still not as bad as Nikki Bella.
And they won the titles.
No, I wasn't going to get to that. All right. Bliss and Flair both came out with wings. Flair was a very Technicolor butterfly, and Bliss was a death head moth, which is a pretty cool and apparently like a little tribute to Bray Wyatt, which is nice. And it was a cute juxtaposition. We talked about Demolition. Changed the rules. Oh, they changed the rules. Previously, when they have tag team matches like this, it was only 2 people in the ring.
Yeah.
And regardless of what tag team they're with. But it was 1 member. This time it was 1 member of each team in the ring at a time. It was much better version of the rules. I thought it made the match flow a little bit better. I liked it better.
I find it like there's more of a chance of things getting a little more out of control.
Bonzo.
Yeah.
I like those matches.
Okay, but yeah, it wasn't quite my thing. I kind of like the old rules better. But you were saying?
No, that's fine. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but at one point, Brie Bella fell over on the apron, like right inside the ropes, and just rolled around for a while before she tagged in Paige. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Yeah.
She was just kind of like,
what do I do now?
I don't know.
Brie! Not
Trevor, call your aunt. Tell her. I don't know if she has her phone on her, but you've got your phone.
Trevor!
All right.
Call your auntie. Jagger, the one that you think is hot.
I know that I said last time that I was going to get mad if the Bellas won and throw things at my TV, but I didn't.
Because they only have one.
Because Paige is a really good wrestler, and it's idiotic that they put it on a made-up tag team that was made up at the last minute.
rather than have
on like an actual established tag team, or just leave it with the one tag team that actually has a tag team name.
Yeah, this Oscar Kyrie thing that's going on that could have been a perfect little chapter right there.
That would have been great.
Yeah, like I don't know, Raquel and goddamn, I guess Raquel and Roxanne were involved with the Liv Morgan match, so they couldn't be there. But
well, that would have been cool. I'm sure
either one of those better than the Bellas. I would have seen just about any combination.
Yeah.
Better than the Bellas.
Yeah, it was a stupid match. Let's see. We both got that wrong. You gave it a B, I gave it a B plus. Because despite Brie Bella, it was actually a pretty good match.
I'm gonna say this though now. Usually, the last few years, at least one women's match became the runaway sleeper hit of WrestleMania. This did not happen this year. There were good ones.
Yeah, there were
good ones, but there was not something on the level of the.
Wasn't anything like that was head and shoulders above.
Yeah.
Everything else on the card.
Not saying the men's matches were like infinitely better.
They really weren't.
There was. I want to say my favorite match on the card was really good, but I wouldn't put it as like, I'm gonna remember this forever. Let's say like a TLC match from 2000 or 2001 or Austin 2 or anything like that. Like there, like, but I just kind of want to put it down. The women's matches this year, there were good ones, but there was not a great standout one.
I agree. All right. Next was the women's IC title. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. Lynch came out to a live version of her entrance theme, but the band was lip syncing, so they don't get any points for that.
Yeah.
Sing, bitches.
Yeah.
All right. And AJ Lee came out to Kids Dance Troupe that were all dressed as her.
And they all did 1-800 cards for kids.
With little title belts, and it was freaking adorable.
Kids for cars, 1-800 kids for cars.
Jessica Carr was the ref, and Becky kept forgetting about the match and going to argue with her. There was an odd botch where at one point Becky Lynch sort of just threw herself backwards onto the mat. Like there was supposed to be a kick coming or something, but they messed up their timing. Becky took off the turnbuckle cover. The ref grabbed it off of her and put it back on. And they yelled at each other again. It was fairly brutal times. There were some good holds and turnarounds and releases. And then at one point, Becky and the ref had a shoving fight. It was dumb. Get over it. Becky pulled off another turnbuckle, pulled the ref in front of her to take a bump from Lee, then ran Lee headfirst into the exposed turnbuckle. It was kind of an interesting sequence. And Lynch won, and we were both wrong about that too.
Yeah.
B plus for you. I give it an A minus because of Lynch giving the ref problems. I think I gave it the minus because of that, because I thought it was a stupid thing. Like, guys, come on.
1-800 kids for cars.
Where you give up your kids and you get a car.
Woo! Fucking kids. Get us a new Subaru. Woo!
All right. So the next one was Seth Rollins versus Gunter. Seth Rollins' entrance was a bit of a letdown. His jacket was smoking. It was a smoking jacket.
Yes.
But it was
I thought he was assuming the role of some mid-tier fart demon.
That would have been green smoke, I think.
Yeah.
All right. So they came out brawling right before the bell. They were mostly out of the ring. They made it both in the ring, got the bell rung. Gunter gave him a bunch of small kicks to his head, but it just looked like he was giving Seth foot noogies. He's kind of going like that, like noogies, but it's only with his foot. Imagine this is a foot.
It was taunting him with his foot.
Yeah, exactly. Seth may have out titty slapped Gunter. Didn't think it was possible.
How dare you?
Some of those were pretty brutal. Gunter somehow got his knee bleeding. Couldn't figure that out. And Rollins' knee might have gotten a bit twisted on the landing.
Rollins, no.
Right? Gunter put a sleeper on Rollins. He got back to his feet amazingly. Seemed like they were both running on fumes. Rollins superplexed into a Falcon Arrow and put Gunter asleep. But he put Gunter in a sleeper, but he stuck his foot on the bottom rope. Rollins did 3 suicide dives outside the ring. Gunter powerbombed him on the apron. Then the Spanish announce table. Going back to the Spanish announce table.
Yeah, a replacement one.
There was a table-to-table stomp on Gunther from Rollins. And then... Oh, it still continued. Okay. And then Braun Breaker came into the ring. So what I would say before Braun Breaker got there is an excellent combination of technical ability mixed with bald-faced brawling. It had slow moments, fast moments, great pace all around. It was really good. Braun Breaker is now back. He is healed, which is nice because he was, he had a hernia, I think. He had to have surgery for it. That's never fun. So we're glad that he's back and he's doing better. But he came back, speared Rollins. Gunter put a sleeper on him. Seth Rollins passed out. Post-match, there's a great long view shot from behind of Breaker running down the ramp at top speed to spear Rollins. That was actually an amazing bit.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I was good with it up until the finish. Like the finish is basically where it hit a lot of points with me.
You gave it B- for the finish. I gave it a B after Braun Breaker. I would have given it an A+ before Braun Breaker because it was that good of a match.
Yeah, the finish is basically where this is now the second year in a row that you've given like a really convoluted finish for a Gunter match.
I was going to say this is the second year in a row that they've put Gunter weak, made him look weak on the WrestleMania stage.
And that takes ridiculous. It takes him an entire year to make up for it.
Yeah.
I mean, so you tapped out fucking once.
A shitty hold for a shitty match.
And he did what they told him to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Not crazy about that. It was a great match before that.
You gotta call him a career killer, and then he basically put him in situations where it makes him look like he's not necessarily that person. You would never have done that kind of shit to like a Randy Orton or an Edge or something like that. Like,
yeah.
But you're doing it to him. Like, why? Why would you waste a resource like that?
Yes. Like,
why would you devalue it like that?
That guy, of all people. Like, oh my God. It's idiotic. After that, they did the introductions for the Hall of Fame. I wrote, somehow Dennis Rodman got a bigger pop than Bad News Brown, and that is fucked up.
Yeah.
It is. What's wrong with you people?
Like the beer barrel sharecroppers, that's what they are.
All right, and then the women's world title match, Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan.
It happened. Things happened in there.
We had to watch Liv's terrible music video again, and then she came out, and then they ripped off her clothes off. It was weird.
You know what? Honestly, I think it's a running between her and Nikki Bella. It's a race to the bottom of the more annoying voice.
Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
I mean, Nikki Bella is just annoying all around.
Nikki Bella doesn't sing, so I guess yeah.
Yeah, apparently Liv Morgan spent like the prior 2 weekends being completely like strung out at Coachella and not sleeping, and she looked like it.
Yeah.
She just like,
I know there was some sort of eye injury, so some of that.
yeah. She
Some
did
of it
have.
is fine, but
I was wondering that because it looked like she got punched and she had like black eyes. You know, some people get punched like right in the middle and they got like black eyes like down, down here. That's what it looked like. I couldn't tell if it was a makeup choice or if she was just overcoming something, but she, like, I'll be honest, she didn't look very good.
no.
I don't mean that as an insult. I mean, like, she looked. Wait, I have it written down here somewhere. Morgan looked really off and unfocused, messed up her timing, and had no energy. So I was like, what was up with her? Did she have a concussion? What's going on with her? She looked better with the Sol Ruka match on Monday, but not that much. But yeah, she looked really unfocused on Saturday.
Was she sick? Was she hurt? Was there some sort of substance abuse thing going on? Was it all three? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we hope she's okay. I don't want to see, but yeah. Anyway, so it was fast paced out of the gate. Morgan tried the devil's kiss. Come on, Liv. What are you doing? You don't have an ass.
Yeah.
But she got turned around. Stephanie did a successful oblivion on Morgan and took her out. Of course, Roxanne and Raquel came out to start shit. Liv got sent through the ropes at Raquel accidentally. Morgan threw Vicaire into the steps, pulled her in the ring, gave her an oblivion because that and the backstab are the only moves that she knows, and pinned her. The match was roughly as long as the music video and entrances. Again, stupidly short.
I mean, Liv Morgan was better than she was 4 years ago.
She has gotten better, not that much, but a bit.
She still to me seems like on a usual night a C plus, B minus player.
Yeah.
With spurts of B plus.
Every now and then, yeah, she's on, but she's not that on. She's not Stephanie Vicaire.
No.
Have you seen the Ikuha Underground News? I have no idea what that is, dude.
But thank you for being one of the very first, legitimate...
commenters. Thank you, Wonder Man.
Not trying to offer us shit.
Because we usually get comments that are like, do you need more followers? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But,
blah, blah, blah has a lot of good ideas.
Yeah.
We're voting for you in 2028. Just want you to know, blah, blah, blah.
Morgan won. You gave it a C. I gave it a C plus, but only for Vicaire. Yeah. It wasn't a great match. It was super short. Oh, Lucha Underground News. Sorry, dude. No, we haven't.
No.
Curious what it is, though. We're getting comments here from the Wonder Man. Send a message through, and we'll let you know what we think of it.
Yes. But thank you
for commenting.
Thank you. Bring other commenters with you. Bring all your commenting friends to comment.
All right.
Their comments with answers.
And then Bianca Belair, my girl Bianca.
She's back.
She's kind of. She showed up.
She brought her new tag team partner, the Fetus.
Yep. She still has her. I mean, okay. I'm not gonna be like one of those people who are, I knew it. I knew it. When she was walking up to the ring, I could tell she was pregnant. Okay, the Lucha Underground just posted a video on both YouTube and Twitter. It seems like they are coming back. Okay, cool.
Cool. Yeah, we'll definitely take a look at it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. Where was I? Oh, yeah. I mean, I kind of got the feeling.
Hey, I can see you.
I can see you too.
I'm not invisible.
Whoosh. She still has a wrap on her finger, and it matched her outfit.
Yes,
and it was
very fashion conscious.
Yeah. But she still has a bit of a wrap on her finger. Looks like this knuckle is still wrapped up.
If the hand is a finger, have you seen the way that injury went down in some of the X-rays. It's not pretty. Like,
that is like
basically every bone came out of the joint
yeah,
from
every
the knuckle to the tip.
separated.
Yeah,
Horrible. So, yeah, but also she's pregnant.
yeah.
That's what
Wait
she
for
came
us to
out to
bury the
announce.
lead.
Yeah, sorry.
I want to say like that for a pregnant woman, like a pregnant person, like she had the best abs I've seen on a pregnant person I've ever seen in my life. Like still had a six pack. I mean, the keg had a six pack going on basically.
Their kid is going to be like, I don't know. Can you imagine if their kid grows up and Naomi and Jimmy Uso's kid grows up and they get married? They're going to be like having like multi-generational super babies.
Yep.
And they're all going to be gorgeous. Damn.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, she showed up. I mean, I like various logos and company corporate logos on her stomach because I guess that's one thing we should probably didn't talk about. Like there was an inordinate amount of advertising both between ads and
oh, yeah. You know what? I actually did post something about that. Well, we have the foam mascot characters again. Thankfully, no dude wipes this year.
Oh.
But we did have the general from the General Insurance Company.
Looking like it just came from a coke party somewhere up at his hotel room.
And then we had.
He got demoted.
There was another. It was a Minute Maid jug or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hanging out with some family that got upgraded or something. It was.
Yeah.
It was a thing. We watched it. We were blessed for it.
Yeah. But hey, you know what? Congratulations to Montez and Bianca. Bianca's my girl. I love her. I'm excited to see her back, but that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we're up to the main event for that one?
Eventually, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we could take as long, leading up to this as they took getting into the ring, but
oh my god, it was like
so
8 to 10 minutes for both of them to get in there.
All right, so the undisputed men's title: Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. I have things to say about this.
Yeah, we got it.
I said, "Oh my god, it took so long to get to the match." Orton started walking backwards at one point. I went to pee while he was halfway down the ramp, and he still wasn't in the ring when I got back. I got up from the couch, walked upstairs, went to the bathroom, came back down, sat on the couch, and he was like on the stairs to get into the ring.
Cody Rhodes was not much better. I mean, I guess he can.
Auto points deducted for Pat McCrotch. Pat McAfee.
Yes.
Was there for some
honestly, for me, like the Orton part is like, because he doesn't really have much of a gimmick coming in. He just comes in and kind of does his arms deal and then walks into the ring. Like, that's it. And that should not take 8 to 10 minutes. He was walking at the pace. He walked at the pace of an injured slug.
He looked like he was really, really had to go to the bathroom. You know when you have to go to the bathroom and you don't walk fast because you don't want to jostle anything? It was like that, only he was getting married, so he was going even slower than that.
Yeah. It was a dirge. It was a dirge.
It was horrible.
It was again, Cody Rhodes.
Cody came in slightly faster, but he came out and there were a bunch of really badly molded Cody mannequins that had his old costumes on it.
Mm.
And I'm talking the faces looked awful. He looked like he died in a pond somewhere and they only found his body after 2 weeks and it was all bloated.
Yeah.
It looked really bad. We're talking really terrible, from memory, death mask, face moldings here. What the hell were they doing?
It was all kind of pointless. And Orton and Rhodes, a good, I would say, 8 to 10 minutes, just to get both of them to the ring area.
There was a sign. It was the sign of the night, in my opinion, said, do something, or let's do something.
Yeah.
It was very apropos.
I mean, when they get to the ring, there's basically just this whole, another 8 to 10 minutes of uh, random shenanigans with Pat McAfee to get Pat McAfee out of the situation and have it to be basically to be able to write him out of the storyline. Um, Rhodes beat the shit out of McAfee. I guess throws him on a table or something like that. And
Okay. Cody came in. McAfee jumped Cody. Before the bell, he got Crossroads.
Rhodes.
Yeah. Jelly Roll was here.
Crossroads.
Something ended up on a table. All I have is, could we see an actual wrestling match? I'm done. I stopped taking notes.
Yeah.
And I have, on the other page, not graded, because gave up and scrolled on Facebook. I stopped paying attention to the match after that.
I gave it a C minus because some wrestling was engaged, and that wrestling itself was fine, but it was it took forever to build up to any kind of wrestling match. The match itself was fine. It would have been like a main event on SmackDown, but it was not WrestleMania anywhere near WrestleMania level. It was a lot of build up for no payoff, other than Tony at one point got his eye fucking
Oh, yeah, he looked bad. Like,
just
he still looks
demolished.
bad.
Yeah,
It's just,
demolished. Like maybe have to see SmackDown tonight. I'm hoping there's some recovery between then and now.
yeah.
But he did not look good that following Monday. So yeah, that was strangely the highlight of the evening. Is Cody's eye got fucked up, and I don't want to see it getting made, but the highlight of the entire like, oh, that's something different. Let me pay
Something slightly remarkable.
let me try to not fall asleep and pay attention to where this is going. But I was totally disappointed at the ending because I'm kind of tired of the whole fucking Cody Rhodes train.
Rhodes retained his fucking title.
Yeah,
It was a big bunch of nothing.
it was a potentially good storyline that was handled terribly. That night one sucked.
We did actually find out today that apparently that was changed at the last minute with Pat McAfee. It was supposed to be Aleister Black and Randy Orton. Which sounds so much better because Pat McAfee's an idiot and it makes me mad that he's from Pittsburgh. Yeah, there's a reason why you hang out in fucking Indiana, Pat McAfee, because you're a loser. And we don't want you back.
It does sound like a lot of people I knew from Pittsburgh. Oh, I said a bad thing. It could be worse.
I'm going to be on solo next week.
Yes.
All right. Well, that was
could be worse to be from Patton. Oh,
Patton's terrible. I'm from. Well, my dad's from there, so I went back and forth between there and another town, and it's terrible as a shithole.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But we did place honorable mention in the costume contest.
Oh, the Halloween parade, yeah.
Yes. So it's not as shit as it used to be.
No, it's not. Let's see.
Night 2 now begins.
Yep, Cena came out, back out to introduce the show. The crowd booed the ESPN announcement.
Yeah.
And they actually, I did know, we did notice that there was some shenanigans with the audience where if the crowd didn't respond the way they wanted them to, they would turn the volume down on the audience or turn the volume up on music.
There's definitely some alteration of sound.
Yes.
And sound effects in order to try and produce a favorable result from the production crew. It's been done before. I've seen it quite a few times.
And actually, it's been done a lot in the past half a year, basically.
But rarely as badly as that entire WrestleMania card.
Yeah.
I would be remiss to go back to like the Royal Rumble when they tried to like when Hulk Hogan got eliminated and they tried to make it look where people were booing when Sid Justice threw him out. But then, and I was there, I watched the live event. Like I know they were cheering. Don't even try to lie to me. And I felt very similar to that situation at this WrestleMania. It's like, don't even try to lie to me. I see what they're doing. It doesn't match up with what they're saying. And I know we're not watching this on Peacock, so like shit is not like slowing down halfway in between.
Yeah.
Where sound and visual is going out of sync. I know there's something up, and I know you're behind it.
All right, the first match, which shouldn't have been the first match because it was pretty good,
Yeah.
was Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
It was. Whew, there's a good bit to talk about on this one. So it started off. Oba went after him pretty quick. Brock had to leave the ring briefly to regroup. Oba reached out while Lesnar was speaking to Heyman and grabbed him by the hair. And Heyman very loudly went, "Oh my God." All right. Lesnar back in the ring, threw him around a bit, hit an F5, pose, turned around like it was a turnaround into a Femi chokeslam. Picked up Lesnar and did a fall from grace, which is a sitting powerbomb on him. It was a really pretty short match, unsurprisingly. I did take off a few points because it was a very short match. And then Brock Lesnar retired, for all as far as we know.
Yeah.
He sat down in the middle of the ring. As Oba was walking out, he gave him a little hat tip gesture. Recognition. And then Lesnar took off his gloves, took off his boots, cried. The crowd was saying thank you, Brock. He and Paul Heyman hugged, and he got an ovation as he left. Paul was crying too. Everybody was crying, except for me, because I know that he's a sexual predator, and I'm glad that he's not coming back, supposedly.
There's like some people say that it's some sort of swerve to get him in a match with Hunter somewhere down the road. Some people are saying that there's another opposite end that is saying that Brock Lesnar basically just wants out, that it was supposed to go longer, but he basically just saying to be able to walk out of his contract and TKO is not happy, and there's talks about them suing him for it.
Is TKO ever happy?
No.
Unless they're like diving into a big money pit, Scrooge McDuck style, you know.
Big money came down. What are we gonna do?
Yeah. But I gave it a B minus, or no, I gave it a B because it was really fast. Which
I gave it an A minus, basically also for speed issues. I feel like it was something that should have gone a good 10 to I didn't know longer than about 15 minutes.
I didn't know about that Brock Lesnar thing about him just wanting it to be done. I hadn't heard about that. Which I guess does explain a lot. Yeah, because I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, you know, he retired. Was he having injuries? Is he having health problems? Was he just not able to keep up the pace?
Maybe he's going to try and turn "quote unquote" state's evidence on McMahon and this McMahon trial thing going on.
Maybe
because Laurinaitis already turned. I just said turn rat, but he isn't rat. He is a rat thing, but he basically turned evidence on in order for a reduced sentence, or either a reduced sentence or immunity. I'm not sure which. But
I hope it's a reduced sentence.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able to sexually traffic people and just not get in trouble for it just because you ratted out somebody else. Snitches should still get stitches.
Yeah.
Stitches is prison time. Anyway,
it was good for what it was.
Yeah, it was. I hate to say it, it was really good.
Yeah. I'm happy for Oba. How about this? I'm happy for Oba.
Yeah. And he had the best promo on Monday.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Would you like to?
Sure, yeah, this came in and it's like basically goes this whole little ruler's hair, throws down the mic and walks out.
So good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Then there was the men's IC title. Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, Rusev, and JD McDonough.
To me, this was the best match.
Yeah.
We
both gave it an A.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. I actually have a shit ton of stuff written down. Rusev, McDonough, Lee were already in the ring when they came back from commercial. Doesn't bode well. Ray was dressed as Deadpool. Penta was dressed as the Emperor, Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat. He looked really cool. JD attacked Javon's knee before the bell. 2 lunches later, 1 Rusev.
Is that a porno thing or a good?
Oh, 2 luchas enter, 1 Rusev and his ladder leave. Yeah, no, 2 luchas. I can't read my writing.
It's my favorite gay porn, everyone.
2 luchas enter, 1 Rusev and his ladder leave. Michael Cole said, quote, "This is your fart." I don't remember. I didn't write down the context of that, but it was funny.
I forgot that. Like, this is your fart. Worst game show ever. Come on, you're watching that stupid. That is your fart game show. It's terrible. Mr. Beast makes terrible programming. Can your mom get on that? Mama needs more Instagram followers.
I can fart on command. Did you know that, Trevor?
When did the fart?
All right.
If the money's right.
Lee versus Ray in the ring at one point. Still trying to figure out what's going on between them. Rusev is just hitting all the flippy flippies with ladders. The flippy flippies being everybody else in the match, the flippy guys.
Yeah, I think they're the baseballs and he's the batter.
The flippy floppies. Yeah, he was hitting the ladders. He ran up in an empty ring. Penta pulled him off the top. Rusev pushed Evans and Lee off of a ladder onto Penta. And Michael Cole screams out, "Is he still alive?"
Yeah.
619 into Lee. Wrapped in the ladder. Lee drop kicked Ray. Got stuck on the ladder. Rusev stayed out of the ring and let the rest tire themselves out. Then came in at strategic times. It was very interesting because the rest of them he kind of kept coming in and going out at times when he could do the most damage or try to get up on the ladder when everybody else was kind of wasting energy. It was actually very strategic of him. Penta and Ray had a quick face-off. Ray got launched into Rusev, knocking them both into a ladder, but mostly Rusev. So it was Rusev, Ray, ladder, and they went boom.
And you broke my elbow. Thank you.
Yep. Ray actually got slapped. Rusev took most of the bump, but Ray got kind of slapped on the head with the ladder. I honestly thought he was going to be down for a while, but he got up from that. I don't know how. He goes for the belt. He had his hand on it. Dragon Lee came for him, knocked him in the face with the belt. Lee did the Styles Clash. AJ Styles, before he retired, gifted Dragon Lee the Styles Clash, which is pretty cool. Very classy guy. Classy move. He used it on Ray. JD and Lee did Spanish Fly off the ladder. And then the crowd finally woke up. JD was in a Mexican destroyer by Penta. And Cole goes, I think JD's dead.
That move was brutal, though.
It was.
Because it looked like he landed right on it, like the head and shoulders. And the neck area went into the one of the spokes of the ladder.
One of the openings of the ladder.
Yeah.
It kind of went, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was an apt question, really.
So many big head jokes from poor JD McDonough.
I know. Me too.
I kind of want to see was him on the IC title at some point. Because
and wear it as a headband. Yes. Javon grabbed the belt. Rusev stole the ladder, leaving him dangling and forced to fall to the mat. Rusev was the last man standing somehow. Evans did an OG cutter from the top rope on the opposite side of the ring. Penta sneaked in, Mexican destroyer on Javon, and grabbed the belt.
I was just thinking to myself about JD McDonough. Somebody at some point, if they're trying to make fun of JD, should have a picture like, here, we found your parents, and just have the big heads from Rocco's Modern Life on there. But it was to me the best match on either night. Absolutely the best match.
We both got it wrong, but we both gave it an A, and that's right.
Yeah, I originally thought it was going to be Javon, and you thought it was going to be Javon.
Yeah, we both thought it was going to be Javon. But good for Penta for retaining.
Yeah. Where's your brother, Penta?
And it goes a little bit downhill.
It plateaus and goes slowly at first.
Well, then we get to the men's U.S. title match, Sammy versus Trick. As soon as Sammy came out, people booed. So they turned up the entrance music. That I don't agree with them, altering this, but I don't know why people are booing at Sammy either. I think it's shitty. And
From what I've heard, some people just saying that they're tired of Sami Zayn being thrown in the main title picture and not having the trigger pulled on him being champion.
I totally get that. Yeah, I'm getting tired of that too.
But I don't feel that Sami Zayn's performances have ever suffered because I don't feel like he's the one that should be yelled at or booed at for still doing an excellent job.
Little Yachty introduced Trick Williams. It was stupid.
Anybody needs to be booed. It was that fucker.
Ugh, right. Trick apparently had a coat made out of the train from Princess Di's wedding dress because it pretty much took the entire ramp.
Yeah.
They came out swinging pretty equally. Sammy had to be drug off of Trick by the ref a few times. Little Yachty, of course, had to be in the mix for some stupid reason. He got speared by Sammy. He got speared and then thrown into the barrier by Sammy. Shoving Trick's head in the post and brainbuster on the apron. That was pretty rough. Got counted out, a luva kick, and the count restarted. Trick got back in on the 9 count. Yachty came from behind to take out Sammy, but it only slowed him down for a minute or two because it was stupid. We don't need this. Trick did a trick shot and rolled up, and Trick won the belt. His parents were there to watch him, which was nice. It was, again, a very short match.
Lil Yachty, I feel, is like he is the Prince Nana you get at Temu.
Yeah, I gave it a B- because of Little Yachty and because it was short. I probably should have given it like a C+ because it wasn't that good. You gave it a C+. I think that's a bit more of a fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel a lot of it is the setup and the build-up for this match was the entire structure of it was bad. For the match itself was fine. It was competent. At points, the spots were pretty good. I feel I think it should have won was him and Carmelo. But I guess this is their thing to use Sammy as a transitory prop and and build up a Carmelo and Trick somewhere down the line, probably SummerSlam, but possibly somewhere else, Money in the Bank or something else leading up to it.
Yeah. Next was Finn Balor versus Dom Mysterio.
This was actually pretty good.
It was okay, yeah. For those of you that don't know, Finn Balor just got kicked out of the Judgment Day, and he's come back to whip Dominic Mysterio's butt.
Like he's a stepfather.
Yeah. Kind of is. He's like 70.
Yeah.
Dom came out in a huge Mayan-esque throne with an army of luchadors, some carrying flags. It's kind of cool. Cool entrance. Wade Barrett, thankfully, did not talk about his loins, but was talking about Dom's champion juice. Wade, shut up. Yeah. What is wrong with you?
He watched a lot of Benny Hill and had an adverse effect.
I watched a lot of Benny Hill, and I.
Yes, but he watched the original British.
Okay.
Not that watered down stuff we get in America. There's something lost in the translation.
Okay. Finn's demon entrance was simple. but well performed. There were crepe paper explosions and pink smoke. It's a little weird, but he did a cool job. Okay, so Leo Rush on AEW has been doing this character where he's supposed to be like a weird otherworldly creature or
He just looks
something.
like Sable and a bunch of smack.
Yeah, he looks like he took a bunch of acid and then kept shitting himself during the match. It doesn't work. Yes, it doesn't work. And Leo Rush needs to watch Finn Balor's demon entrance because that's what he's trying to do and failing miserably. This is the one time that AEW needs to take notes from WWE. Because it's so much better. The character is so much better. He looked cool and dangerous instead of looking like what I just said. Took a bunch of acid and shitting.
Guy who's like overdoes it on his first night at the haunted house as an attraction.
It was a little slower than expected for a street fight, but it was still good. Dom seemed control at first, but couldn't put away Balor. The Chekhov's table showed up in the ring. Balor eventually went through it. Dom looked tired from hitting Balor with stuff. Balor just was laying in the ring, but then the tide turned and Dom got beat with a chair. Then he had a chair wrapped around his head and Balor drop kicked him on the chair into the turnbuckle. Whew.
That was another rough spot.
The coup de grace went through another table. Those are all my notes. I thought I took more notes. Okay, those were all my notes. Sorry, guys.
But Balor won that one.
Yeah, Balor won. I gave it an A. You gave it an A. I gave it a B. Probably should have been a B plus. I said it was a good match, but sometimes it was a little low energy and slow at different points. And I think they were trying to go with that because of the the unusualness of like the way the demon acts in the ring, but I think it was a little bit lost in translation.
Yeah.
Still a great match though. Then we have the WWE Women's Title. Jade versus Rhea.
Well, it happened.
It happened.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but...
Okay, so Jade came out wearing this dress that she stole. There was like a giant ribbon, like rustic farmhouse couture from Hobby Lobby. It was weird.
Yeah.
The crowd booed or was quiet because the music got really loud. I think the crowd was booing, and that's why they jacked the music up. My God, I wrote a bunch of shit. Okay.
Okay, what? A bunch of shit about that match. Nothing happened.
All right. They began sizing each other. They did a big lockup. Jade drew first blood with a body slam. Whoop. And then Ripley took over. Jade gave Jade a body slam. They moved back and forth. Ripley is slowing down to make Jade look good. She took a lot of good bumps from her. Gave Jade a lot of ground early on. Michin showed up as a distraction. B-Fab, wearing a strange collection of dirty dishcloths, interfered to get Jade out of a move. Yeah, the ref yelled at Michin and B-Fab, and Io showed up for backup to take them out. Rhea stood up and tried a riptide, got countered, and then did another riptide. We were talking that it had shades of Bret Hart versus Lex Luger.
Rhea definitely felt like she was slowing down significantly to allow Jade to look good.
A bunch of extra shit. Oh, okay. That was for the... Okay. This is just for the last match. I wrote a bunch of shit.
How?
Shades of Hart versus Luger. The match was only about 10 minutes. So you gave it a C+. Oh, Rhea won. Rhea got the title back. We knew that she was good. They weren't going to leave it on Jade again because her reign has been inconsequential. Rhea got it back. You gave it a C plus. I gave Rhea an A, but I gave the match a C because it wasn't very good. Rhea had to slow down.
It wasn't incompetent, but
No, it wasn't incompetent, but it was not. It wasn't a good match.
No.
You know, Rhea had to slow down. She took all these bumps to make Jade look good, and it worked. But in the end, you know,
somebody that can put on
not a miracle worker.
Somebody that can put on 3 or 4-dimensional clinics basically went up to somebody that barely knows the basics and looks good on paper, but is terrible as a performer.
Yeah, Jade Cargill is a Luger. What? As in Lex Luger. Like, looks like she should be good, but wasn't. This is a thing where I have about Cena came back out to announce the attendance. It was about 55,000 both nights. This is where I have the the Allegiant Center is 65,000 but can house 71 to 72,000 people. So Miz and Kit Wilson came out for their Wrestlemania moment, which is now like a thing, which doesn't feel authentic anymore. It just feels like forced. Then a bunch of...
If you have to announce your WrestleMania moment, it wasn't a moment.
Exactly, thank you. It's so inauthentic. So then Danhausen and a bunch of little mini Danhausen showed up, and Danhausen was in a coffin mobile. It was great. Came out to talk to Cena. He's a huge Fanhausen. Kit called them toxic and knocked one of the mini Danhausens over, who then punched him in the crotch. Danhausen punched Miz in the crotch, and all the little Hausens ran off with Miz, picking him up and carrying him out. It was pretty funny. And then they just dropped him on the ramp, like halfway up. They just blocked. Danhausen said, "You can't see me," and a flash bomb went off cue. And then Danhausen kind of just stood there, and then he ran under the ring, and John Cena was just kind of like, he broke character. It was hilarious. It was it was funny. It was funny. It was a funny, cute moment.
It's the last good moment you're gonna have up to this point.
And then there was a media package. There were matches certer than this tonight and commercial. Oh, there was a media package. It says, "Oh my God, how long is this?" There were matches shorter than this tonight, and then they went to a commercial. And then
we get to the best part of the night.
The men's world heavyweight title, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. It was fucking terrible. Roman had live entrance music. It was more impressive than the match is going to be. They had pictures of his family projected behind him, and a lady singing opera, and a guy on piano, and a guy with big drums, and that was the best thing about the match. And then, this is the one where it took 8 minutes from the start of Roman Reigns' entrance to the end of CM Punk's entrance. He got in the ring and he was just kind of wandering around. And then the crowd chanted for Punk. Oh, the crowd chanted for Punk when Reigns was walking in. And then the crowd chanted for Roman when Punk was walking in. They were very confused. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I take that back. It took not for both of them. I didn't think to time it for Roman Reigns. It took about 10 minutes for Roman Reigns. It took Punk 6 minutes for his intro, the walk down, and getting in the ring until the music stopped. 6 minutes just for CM Punk. It took about 8 to 10 minutes for Roman Reigns. And then there was another 2 minutes for Aisha Taylor's intros and giving the belt to the ref. And then they were talking. It took almost 20 minutes for this all of this entrance bullshit. There was a weird botch at the offset. Punk tried to spin Reigns around in a hold, and he grabbed him in a really weird way. It was super awkward. Roman took over, big punch to the face. Was it a receipt for something? Because it looked pretty freaking real. Face into the turnbuckles, out of the ring. They were thrown around into the tables over the barrier. Punk got into control, posed like an idiot in the middle of the match. Got thrown into a table for it, right on the coccyx. Punching kicks back and forth. I have in caps, in all caps, "This is so slow." You can see it there. That's just in my notes. Because it was like they would do a move, and then it would stop for like 10, 15 seconds. Sometimes they would pose. Then they would do a move, and then it would stop. God, it was awful.
It was very Rock Hogan in 2002.
Yeah.
Where just a lot of grandstanding by two people who don't know how to grandstand as well as The Rock and Hogan do.
Yeah. So still slowly going back and forth, pretty boring. How do you do a suicide dive in slow motion like that? Seriously. At least they made it over 15 minutes at that point, which was, I think, the only one that actually did on the whole card, quite frankly, even though they were moving in slow motion. Roman Reigns, upside down, Superman punch to Punk, stuck in the ropes. Roman Reigns grabbed the stairs and hit him in the face. Oh, Punk got stuck in the ropes. Reigns grabbed the stairs and hit him in the face, which was kind of entertaining. Roman tried to slap the ref at one point. Punk detached himself. Punk was bleeding from the head. Punk got thrown on the Spanish announce table. Then suddenly he did a GTS. Though, given how long it took Roman Reigns to get in the ring, it's not surprised that he was able to come back. Honestly, the entire time they looked like they were both half dead.
Yeah.
And it still kept going on.
Not leading up to, exhausting the match, just like they seemed, it was in a very boring way.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know how you're tired when you're only doing like a move once every minute. Yeah. Like they do a move and then they stop and do nothing for a while and catch their breath. And they both look just exhausted, like halfway through the match, even though they were at this incredibly slow pace.
They're both middle-aged now.
Well, yeah.
One's 45, one's 41, 42, something like that.
So Punk's face was bleeding, and Roman was bouncing his head off of the mat like a blood stamper.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns tried to GTS Punk. Punk blocked it and kicked him into a pin. Punk gave the world's crappiest Superman punch. Stole a fan's Ulafala and did a pathetic spear. Sad. Punk got anacondaed. He got an anaconda vice lock on Roman Reigns. He broke it, put a guillotine on Punk. They collide, they're both down, and then they're yelling at each other, and then they're back to punching. They're exhausted, and so am I, but not for the right reasons. Ref is distracted, low blow on Roman, but kicked out of the pin. Roman went to the announce table, Punk to the top rope, flying elbow through the table. Roman Reigns actually looked like he was in pain because he got, he was yelling, he yelled, "Fuck." Like, I think it was like an off, the camera wasn't supposed to be there, and he was like, and it, because I think he actually got hurt there. It got bleeped. Punk collapsed under Roman Reigns. The audience is quiet again. I don't know why they wouldn't be. It was boring as shit. And then they were both laid out on the fucking mat, and Roman kind of pinned him. Yeah. And just glad it's fucking done. Yeah. Those were my notes. It was terrible. You gave it a D+. I gave it a D because it was plotting and got off its watch.
Yep.
I gave overall Wrestlemania this year the grade of forgettable. It doesn't deserve a letter. It was forgettable. The two biggest matches of the night took forever to get started and were just impossible to watch. I mean, there was good stuff on it. I didn't want to take away anything from any of the wrestlers that did a good job, and there were many matches that were pretty good. The whole thing overall was just forgettable overhyped and sold out.
Overpriced.
Oh no, I don't mean sold out like the tickets. I mean like they fucking sold out corporate wise.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of just corporate horror.
Like I said, it was Vegasy in all the worst ways. Like for all the reasons I never wanted to visit Las Vegas.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
That's it for.
Great.
Yeah. But we do have a trivia question before.
Yes. So we're about done. We're gonna go get some dinner here. We do have a trivia question. I'll put it up here on the camera so people can see it.
Who was the first inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame? The very first.
The very first.
Who was it? Let us know. First person.
It was a big deal. You'll get that next week. Why that's funny.
Yes. The very delayed reaction. Very, very delayed.
Yeah, by a week.
Approximately, give or take an hour.
What's going on next week? Next weekend for shows for you. We're going to be able to do this.
This weekend I am off. I'm doing nothing. Yeah. But the following week I will be doing Free Comic Book Day on the Saturday.
That's right. So we will have a show next Friday.
I will be at New Dimension Comics at their Pittsburgh Mills location.
I will also be at Pittsburgh Mills.
Yes.
Well, New Dimension. I will be dressed up as Power Girl.
Yes.
With the guns on full display.
Yes.
And the boobs.
Yes.
Because Power Girl.
Look at the mini pythons.
You're not even flexing. You need to flex harder.
There we go. Look at it. Feel the burn.
Look at that. Look at my triceps. It's all in triceps.
Look at a little bit of sand right there.
We're middle aged. Shut up.
There are people with worse physiques than we have.
Yeah, we see him at Walmart. Yeah, it's Pat McAfee, and he still gets to be on Wrestlemania.
Yeah, we want to be Wrestlemania.
So yeah, we'll see you guys.
We want to kick Biz in the dick.
We'll definitely see you guys next week, and we'll talk more about being out at Free Comic Book Day.
How much does it cost to kick Biz in the dick? Like we might have to add to the names.
Yeah.
Remember, or
punch him in the dick.
We want to hit the Logan Paul with that little thing we saw in the commercials.
Yeah, the actual Logan Paul.
The actual Logan Paul. Yeah, we want to cheer on Logan Paul. How much does that cost? I got like $5 in my pocket right now. American money.
Ooh,
American money.
Spends American.
It spends American.
Yeah.
Give you $5. You give us three shots at Logan Paul. You promise we won't hurt us there, right? Because there's nothing there to be hurt. So.
Yep.
It's a mess already. We can't mess it up any more than it already is.
All right.
We gotta go. We're hungry.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys. We'll definitely see you guys next week.
Thanks for coming.
Unless we don't.
Thanks for coming. Now fuck off.